So we're looking today at the Australian Core Skills Framework, and what we're going to do just as an example to show you where the core skills are in each unit of competency is we're going to look from the Diploma of Screen and Media. So if we scroll right down to where we see the core units of competency, we can see we've got 4 listed there. So what we're going to do is actually look at this particular unit of competency here, CUA IND 512. Now the IND tells me that it's an industry practice unit of competency, and we can see that there in the unit title as well. So we've got enhanced professional practice using creative arts industry knowledge. Now I've brought that one up over here on this screen, and I've scrolled right down here to our foundation skills. So as you can see, all 5 are actually listed here. So you've got learning, numeracy, oral communication, reading and writing. So that's 5 for 5 from the Australian Core Skills Framework. So for this particular example, we're going to look at the first skill of learning. And we can see here in the description, we've got managers' own learning needs using self-reflection, advice and participation in professional development activities. So that's quite, it would be quite an advanced learning skill to be able to reflect on your own needs and then really seek out professional development activities and then also participate in those activities. So if we look over here on our Australian Core Skills Framework, what we've done is we've got the whole document open there, as you can see, and we've scrolled to the learning domain of the framework there. So you can see you've got your levels listed down here, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then your indicators, and then you've got sort of a little bit of an explanation of what is required for, I guess, really performance at each of those levels. Now, when we look at the learning requirements for here, we've got managers' own learning using self-reflection, advice and participation in professional development activities. So our keyword kind of here is self-reflection. So if we pop back over here to the core skills framework, we can see right here at 5.01 in the learning indicator section that we've got self-directs learning. So we can see quite clearly that we've got self-reflection there and self-directs or self-reflects sort of there based on self-reflection. So that means that we've got our level there at a level 5. Okay. So we're looking at the spiky profile for the ACSF, Australian Core Skills Framework. So when we're looking to do this, what we are doing is we're coming right down to the appendix of the document, so it's sort of towards the end. And we're looking at the performance features grids for learning. So each area, so learning, reading, writing, oral communication and numeracy, have a learning indicator. So there's a level 1. So for learning, it's 1.01 or 2.01 and so on. And you've got, you've also then got the learning indicator 0.02. So again, 1.02, 2.02. So each particular learning indicator has a bit of information there. So the acquisition and application of practical strategies that facilitate learning. So when it comes to doing our spiky profiles, we want to look at both learning indicators and we need to look at the levels of each one. So if you were to go through and kind of do a bit of a self-assessment, and you were to say, look at, we might start with level 3 because that's sort of roughly where most people should sort of be at, or that's sort of the general goal. So at a level 3, identifies relevant strengths, weaknesses and needs as a learner and takes these into account in selecting learning options. So yeah, I can understand where I need to improve, where I'm not so good, where I am good, and what sort of learning options I should choose. So I can use a computer, so I probably could do online learning. Okay, that's great. So I'm at a level 3 for that particular um, learning indicator. So that would mean that I would sort of tick, okay, I'm level 3 there for the focus area, which is the learner identity. So the next focus area here is goals and pathways. So identifies personal and career goals and associated learning goals. So yeah, I kind of know that I want to be a hairdresser and I'll need to probably do an apprenticeship. So I probably need to go to TAFE. So that's my pathway. And they'll probably give me a formal learning plan there. I'm probably going to struggle because I've got a child and I need to put him into kindy. So, and maybe he might get sick, so I might have to miss a couple of days, right? Okay, so that could be something that could happen. Yeah. So like I'm previously, yeah, no, I've done my friend's hair, so that's I'm sort of drawing on my prior knowledge. So when it comes to developing a spiky profile, what we want to do is kind of use these levels as a sort of a benchmark, if you like, to ask each student a question. So it could be something as simple as you know, what do you want to do as a career? Are you looking to, you know, what are your career goals? Or if it's not career, are you just looking to learn something? And so by asking these questions, you can ascertain which level a student is at before they actually enroll in a qualification. So then when it comes to them already being enrolled in a qualification, we can see what level of ACSF is required for each unit of competency. So say you're looking at a level 4 learning requirement for that qualification or for the unit of competency, and I'm only at a level 3, I'm going to struggle with those concepts and that aspect of the unit of competency. So therefore my trainer is going to need to give me a little bit more help and support along the way. So that's the beauty of the spiky profile, is that it really does just hammer down exactly what it is that the student needs and how the trainer can go about supporting those needs to increase, you know, student retention, student completion of units, which all goes into the compliance requirements for an RTO. Okay, thank you.